Alex Jones being promoted everywhere online right now as the voice of reason, Mr. Anti-Q. Millions and millions of views, 2 million views on this one alone of him ranting against this QAnon shaman guy that got the, oh, let's do this. Sorry, I didn't realize his face was still up there. That got these photo ops on the podium in front of Congress. I've covered him in my last 2 streams. And everywhere, Tim Dillon, comedian that goes on Joe Rogan and Alex Jones. Yesterday, Alex Jones was yelling at the Q people on his own show. Imagine having Alex Jones tell you to calm down. Alex Jones is the most passionate anti-Q voice. It's so incredibly frustrating that after years of myself and so many other people are exposing QAnon as a Zionist fraud, disinfo, and now a honey trap, as we know, while Jones was promoting it and springboarding it and legitimizing it. And then now he's going viral that he's the anti-Q person. He's distancing after Q served its purpose, the neurolinguistic programming of the storm is coming. They storm the Capitol, hand this gift, the best gift Biden and the incoming administration could have and the ADL could have. And now Alex Jones is stepping away from it and being praised when he was the one that promoted it. It's so frustrating. So I made this video. His video's got like 2 million views. Mine's got 7,000 views. People just don't care. They're just ignorant. So many people online right now. Oh, Alex Jones is actually is speaking some sense here. So this is the first clip is the viral video where he talks about Q, and then the rest of it is clips that I've had that I've done in other videos where he's promoting Q with Jerome Corsi, who is an ultra Zionist, worked for WorldNet Daily, promoted Q big time, and colluded with Roger Stone in emails with Israel, the Israel official, and says on Alex Jones's show, says, oh, I just got a text message from above top Israeli intelligence, above Mossad, and they told me I'm going to break this news about Trump. And he's the one that came, he got hired by Alex Jones to be the Washington correspondent.
You said he was the Messiah. You said he was the Messiah. You said he was invincible. You said it was.
It's funny because Alex Jones has said so many times Trump was anointed by God. God gave us Trump. God is doing biblical things. And now he's criticizing it. And it's funny because he goes crazy on this Q shaman guy because he's saying some nonsense about there's ley lines and there's special energy at Washington, D.C., and it's a satanic place. And I was doing chants and I'm a spiritual shamanic practitioner. He also is apparently an ordained priest and has Viking tattoos. He's all over the place. But then Jones says, you're crazy, which he is. But Jones was just giving a speech at the Jericho March where he's like, Revelation is coming true. The Christ has been fulfilled. The end times are happening. He just went completely at the whole Jericho March, which was just a Zio fest. So just wanted to.
You said he was the Messiah. You said he was invincible. You said it was all over. They were all going to Gitmo. Now, he's part of a larger thing of Q. I will not suffer your Q people after this. I knew what you were day one.
I knew what you were day one is a bold-faced lie. It's such a false statement that you knew what, maybe you knew what they were, but you sure didn't say it.
Q people after this. I knew what you were day one, and I know what you are now, and I'm sick of it. And I was separately told this by QAnon. I'm going to say again, I've talked to QAnon. QAnon is totally real. QAnon is totally real.
Oh, QAnon is totally real. Mr. I didn't believe in it from day one. And still, he did eventually supposedly turn against Q, really, because Q said him and Posobiec were Mossad after he went crazy about Syria. And then he got jealous of Q, that Q was getting all this credit. Q was so popular. He's been probably suffering a little bit. Who knows what kind of donors he's in backing he has. But
as Zach and our Cape Canaveral sources and Space Command sources have pointed out, and people make jokes about that, but that's the 18th agency. You're here. This is big. QAnon.
Amazon?
I know you know QAnon's identity, but
yes,
obviously we're not going to, and I've confirmed as well, QAnon is a group, in the Pentagon.
He's confirmed. QAnon is a group in the Pentagon. And he may be telling the truth. The PSYOP is being run with Ezra Cohen Watnick, General Flynn, possibly Posobiec was involved. And I wouldn't doubt if it's Mossad, Israeli Unit 8200. It's being reported that it's being pushed by Russian bots, Russian troll farms. Yeah, they exist, just like Hasbara and Unit 8200 and the NSA. They exist.
And very close to Donald Trump, military intelligence, specifically Army intelligence, I believe. And I've affirmed, working with the people who run the monitored 8chan, QAnon has been using the same trip code, the same IP addresses for his devices. It's the same Q from the very beginning. And when we were decoding him, it was so bizarre. We were decoding
But
Q.
see, you're playing coy here. You know QAnon, so do we. Let's just leave it at that.
Oh, yeah, we know. You're being coy. We know who QAnon is. And mind you, today, he's being hailed as a hero for being anti-Q. Oops, skipped the wrong point.
IP addresses for his devices. It's the same Q from the very beginning. And when we were decoding him, it was so bizarre. We were decoding
But
Q.
see, you're playing coy here. You know QAnon, so do we. Let's just leave it at that. The point is that Zach is part of the same group, but he's with NASA. And that is the beginning. And QAnon said that 2 weeks ago. And we know who QAnon is. And we play coy about that. But it's Army intelligence and some groups in Florida and others.
Florida Delta Force Operations Special Operations Command, the tip of the spear down there in Florida. I've done all the videos. Just search QAnon on nomorenews.org in the search bar to find the QAnon videos where Alex Jones talks about, the Army told me to run, and I'm working with Steve Pachenik and Special Operations Command and Delta Force, and I don't work for the government, but...
Real quick, I was listening to Dr. Corsi last night and about all the stuff on 8chan and how releasing, is that kind of like the ace in the hole, to get
I've been told by 5 different Pentagon sources, high level, that whole 8chan thing is real.
5 Pentagon sources told them 8chan QAnon is real.
And that they're basically forecasting what they'd like to see happen and giving you information. But so that's definitely real. And that's why Corsi's been... I'll let you know because the enemy knows. The White House directly asked Corsi to be on the 8chan beat a month ago. So
the White House told Corsi to be on the 8chan beat a month ago. Roger Stone, Steve Pachenik, Jerome Corsi, General Flynn. These are the people pushing this. And all the so many QAnon shills. Robert David Steele, SGT Report, Amazing Polly, X22. All of these people. Look at what's happening because of QAnon right now. Domestic terrorism laws going after so-called white supremacy and anti-Semitism. It's just all so obvious. The storm, the coming storm, dark to light.
And that's directly from the White House.
Directly from the White House told him to follow QAnon. Just like Jones said that the Muslims run the Federal Reserve and the Chi-Coms run Hollywood and have taken over everything. It's a Chi-Com globalist takeover. And he says, Donald Trump took over the Federal Reserve as well. Donald Trump has hijacked the Fed never before since what was it? Jackson.
Dr. Corsi is so smart. And then one other...
Directly asked Corsi to be on the 8chan beat a month ago. So... And that's directly from the White House.
Dr. Corsi is so smart. And then one other thing,
but what does that say about QAnon? Whether it's, we're being told by the White House, please cover this. So what does that tell you?
Just literally fuming with anger all day that Jones is being hailed as an anti-Q hero right now when he, maybe more than anybody, helped legitimize it and boost it. I tagged David Knight, who recently was fired. He doesn't respond. Just not worth it. No, it's not a big deal that Jones is being hailed as the QAnon hero. Not can't get a retweet. Don't want to be called anti-Semitic. Don't want to call out the people that are actually behind censoring, ousting the president and censoring the internet, the ADL. Don't want to call them out. Media Matters, obviously, who I'm no fan of, says Facebook featured a post from Alex Jones pushing, quote, the storm And all the way through till the day they're organizing. Jones said, gave a speech at the Jericho March and said that Biden's not going to be in the White House one way or another. Finally, a cough from the Alex Jones voice. Promoted the storm. Even though he eventually supposedly turned against Q, he still pushed an identical narrative to QAnon. Trump's fighting the cabal, satanic deep state, and the pedophiles, and he's America first, and he's going to end the wars and everything. Angelo John Gage put it funny here. So the plan was to lose the plan. Trust the plan. You know, Steve Pieczenik and his watermarks in the elections was is Trump going to come out with the evidence before or after the Air Force veteran woman gets killed? Before or after all of his supporters get indicted and locked up in prison under his 10-year executive order punishment for federal property crimes that he just passed? So the plan was to lose the election, get your followers killed, and give more power to Biden's administration to crack down on anyone who wants to resist the powers that be. Seems legit. QAnon. The viral millions of people that watch these QAnon videos, all the money that was made off these, preying off of vulnerable cult-like sheep followers, the most gullible, just like, oh, it's just so pathetic. QAnon has frustrated me so much, and then now since what just happened, like we basically saw what QAnon was all about, and it might not even be done yet. Now that they've been censored, and you know, Whitney Webb talked about all this, how the Israel was running simulations, Cyber Reason was running simulations, and that every result in the simulation was that there would be no election, America would fall into chaos. The Purge movies are explained almost now. I've talked about the Purge movies so many times, made by Jewish Blumhouse Productions, where the publicist for the Purge movies was hired by Jared Kushner. We see the imagery, the Purge, Keep America Great, election year, the Uncle Sam holding the machine gun. It's just like, it's just, how can you not think it's Kabbalah wizardry and predictive programming and like prophecy, magic, persuasion, neurolinguistic programming? Like, these are real things.